Jason Kelce sat in his home studio, the walls lined with memorabilia from a decade spent colliding with NFL legends, a familiar twinkle in his eye as he leaned into the microphone. It was another episode of New Heights, the podcast he co-hosts with his younger brother, Travis Kelce, Kansas City's irrepressible tight end, and lately, the most watched man in the NFL for reasons that had nothing to do with touchdowns or Super Bowls. But as Jason hit record, that Tuesday afternoon, he seemed to know he was about to unleash a revelation that would dominate social media and sports talk for weeks. Taylor Swift, he announced, would absolutely become Travis Kelce's wife. And he wasn't just speculating. He looked directly into the camera, his voice steady, not a hint of the playful banter that usually defines their show. This wasn't a hot take or clickbait. It was a brother's certainty, forged by a year of observing their relationship up close. And from that moment, the internet was hooked. So what makes Jason Kelce so sure? And why has the world become so obsessed with the possibility of America's most beloved pop superstar and one of the NFL's biggest personalities tying the knot? The answers, as Jason revealed, go far deeper than gossip columns or stadium sightings. The conversation started innocently enough. Travis was down in Nashville for Tight End University, the annual summit where the NFL's finest at the position swap war stories and sharpen their skills. Even amid the whirlwind of elite athletes, film sessions, and grueling workouts, Travis couldn't stop talking about Taylor, her music, her wit, her quirks, and their vision for the future. Jason told listeners that Travis had called him just hours earlier, his voice full of boyish excitement, describing a surprise moment that had taken Nashville by storm. Taylor Swift, fresh off her record-breaking tour, had dropped by the event to sing Shake It Off. It wasn't just the performance that floored Travis, it was the way Taylor locked eyes with him across the crowd, singing as if the stadium held just the two of them. In that moment, Travis told Jason it hit him. This wasn't just another celebrity coupling. This was, as he put it, the real deal. Jason's faith in their relationship isn't built on stadium PDA or carefully curated Instagram posts. It's grounded in the little things he's witnessed since Taylor first braved the Arrowhead crowd, sitting quietly beside their mother Donna, blending into the sea of red and gold. There was no attention-seeking, no diva antics, just genuine curiosity about the game, the family, and the traditions that make up Kelce gatherings. One story, in particular, stuck with him. At their first family dinner, Taylor peppered the table with questions about their late grandfather, eager to understand the man whose work ethic and grit had shaped the family's values. She listened with rapt attention as Jason and Travis shared stories of their grandfather's military service, his stubborn pride, and his habit of fixing everything himself. After dinner, as the dishes piled up in the kitchen, Taylor rolled up her sleeves without a second thought, standing shoulder to shoulder with Donna, scrubbing pots and laughing at old stories. No entourage, no expectation of special treatment. Just another member of the family. Over time, Jason noticed how Taylor handled the relentless pressure of being in the public eye with Travis. There was no complaining about paparazzi or the endless scrutiny. Instead, she encouraged Travis to embrace opportunities that aligned with his values, not just his bank account. When endorsement deals or charity events came up, Taylor would help him think long-term. What did he want his legacy to be? What causes truly mattered to him? It was the kind of support, Jason admitted, that he'd seen in the league's strongest marriages. And this wasn't just about the Kelce family. Taylor made an effort to know Travis's world, the teammates, the coaches, even the training staff. At team events, she remembered names, asked about families, and followed up on conversations from weeks before. She didn't just tolerate Travis's career, she became invested in the lives of the people who made it possible. That, Jason said, was the difference between being just another girlfriend and becoming a true partner. But perhaps most telling was how Taylor inspired Travis to be a better version of himself. Jason described a brother who, over the past year, had grown more thoughtful about his public statements and more intentional about his charity work. Taylor never tried to change Travis's irrepressible personality, the wild celebrations, the locker room jokes, the love for the spotlight, but she encouraged him to use his platform for good. When disagreements arose, she addressed them head-on, preferring direct conversation over social media subtweets or dramatic ultimatums. Jason compared their dynamic to the NFL marriages he'd admired most, those in which both partners maintain their independence, their ambitions, and their sense of humor, even as they build something bigger together. He'd seen too many relationships buckle under the strain of fame and expectation, but with Taylor and Travis, he saw a foundation strong enough to withstand the spotlight. The stories kept coming. Taylor, the global superstar, blending seamlessly into the Kelce family's off-season routines. She joined Travis for morning workouts before bringing her own creative energy to their travel plans. At family dinners, she could hold her own in debates about politics, sports, and current events, never dominating the conversation but never shrinking from it either. When Travis introduced her to his oldest friends, the guys from college, the ones who knew him before the fame, Taylor made each one feel valued, remember their stories, laughed at their inside jokes. And on NFL Sundays, in the chaos of packed stadiums and television cameras, Taylor was just another face in the suite, cheering for Travis, high-fiving family members, never drawing attention to herself. Even as the most famous person in the building, she made the day about the team, the family, the game. But what truly convinced Jason that wedding bells are inevitable was the way Taylor balanced her own meteoric career with their relationship. She made time for the big moments, games, family gatherings, impromptu getaways, while expecting Travis to respect her own professional commitments. There was no jealousy, no resentment, just mutual understanding. As Jason put it, that's the kind of give and take that makes marriages last, especially when both partners are used to being the center of attention. The ultimate endorsement, though, came not from Jason, but from the Kelce family patriarch. After a recent dinner, Ed Kelce pulled Jason aside, his voice low and serious. "She reminds me of your mother when we were young," he said. "Same loyalty, same protective instincts. That's what keeps a family strong." Jason didn't need any more convincing. And neither, it seemed, did anyone else. The couple's recent appearance at cousin Tanner Karorm's wedding in Knoxville was another window into their growing bond. Guests were charmed not just by Taylor's presence, but by her genuine interest in every conversation, her willingness to dance with everyone from toddlers to grandparents, her laughter echoing across the lawn long after the music faded. In Florida, the pair was spotted at a charity golf event, Travis in his element and Taylor cheering him on, just another couple enjoying the sunshine. It's easy to get swept up in the spectacle of it all, the sold-out stadiums, the red carpet appearances, the endless speculation about secret engagements and wedding dates. But the truth, as Jason Kelce made clear on that now legendary podcast episode, is that the most compelling part of Taylor and Travis's love story is what happens away from the cameras, the quiet moments, the shared jokes, the mutual respect. In an age of performative relationships and fleeting celebrity pairings, their bond looks refreshingly, almost shockingly real. It's built not on grand gestures or viral moments, but on the kind of daily effort and intentionality that make marriages last. Jason Kelce has seen it all: Super Bowl victories, bitter losses, locker room drama, and the unbreakable bonds of family. So when he says Taylor Swift will absolutely become his brother's wife, people listen. And as the world watches, holding its breath for the next chapter, one thing seems certain: this is a love story everyone wants to believe in. And if Jason Kelce is right, the best is yet to come.